Alright, we are recording. Continuing in Just Cause 3. Keywords eventually provided for when I reviewed it. Just trying to think, is there anything more to that? Not really. I'm pretty sure I did purchase the DLC myself.
Rico.
Yep.
Annika.
I'm sending you coordinates. Come see me.
That should be that mission. But I kind of want to keep clearing things out because this mission I think will benefit from having areas cleaned, and this one I'm certain. Well, I need to, anyway. Even get to it, but yeah. So that's what I'm going to focus on that. I don't have too much news written down. Most of it is just in the Friday news item that I actually haven't put up just yet. Give it a little bit more time so I can add anything in. A lot of it was like release date announcements, like Spellforce Conquest of EO from THQ Nordic. Got its release date, it's in February, I just don't remember exactly when. I think that one's early February, like February 3rd or something. Next week kind of thing. There's a making a video for Scars Above. Road 96 Mile Zero, a prequel that... I'm surprised I'm actually remembering all this from yesterday when I wrote it up. That was announced and has a release date of April 4th. Damn, I can't remember the others. But they were multiple release dates. There is something there. Yeah. The only thing that I have noted, and I actually mentioned this in the 15.1. This is part 6. But I can talk about it here as well, because it is relevant, it is important.
You stay down.
Was, there you go. Really? I don't think I want to be near that.
Report the hostiles in the area. All units respond.
Yep. Come on. There we go. Now they blew up. There we go. There we go. Okay.
Support has been approved. Reach your location.
Man, I let myself get too distracted with this. Okay, I think. Oh. And looks like the other one. Yep, and then over here.
Target is still at large. Find him.
There we go. Got them all. It appears that somebody at AMD made a mistake for the product pages for the upcoming X3D parts, the 7000 X3D part, 7000 series X3D parts. So that's the 7800 X3D, 7900 X3D, and 7950 X3D. Where they apparently were actually saying that they are unlocked. That is... It would be awesome if that were the case, but is not. I did see something clarifying that no, they are in fact going to be locked CPUs. So that would be multiplier lock, and I assume also base clock lock. Now the thing is, that doesn't rule out all overclocking, because I thought they said at the announcement for them that they are that they will work with Precision Boost Overdrive 2 and Curve Optimizer. And I talked about this in the point one, as I mentioned. I interpret it as meaning, yeah, you can tweak some of the variables for the algorithms, but these things need to be handled by the CPU's algorithms to ensure they don't fail. There we go. Which makes sense, because the concern with the Vcache on there is that they can
What's happening out there? Respond immediately.
not only add heat to some of the cores, but also that they would be insulating. They are on top of the cores, so they are something between the compute dies and the
Reinforcements inbound. This is dispatch.
and the IHS,
Ground reinforcements.
which I think is also part of the reason why, and it makes perfect sense for the 7900X 3D and the come on, there we go. And the 7950X 3D, only one of the dies, compute dies, has the Vcache. I think that makes sense, because that way one can
Do not let him
be
escape.
expected to stay cooler, which will help with various things like reaching higher clocks more often, more easily. But yeah, so it looks like you will not be able to do manual overclocking, you'll just be able to tweak things,
Initializing search protocol.
which,
Find the target as soon
you know,
as
would
possible.
still be a positive. I mean, it's
Easy.
with the 5800X 3D, which none of that is enabled for, but MSI has their combat strike feature that I enabled for mine,
We've lost him.
and it
Get back to your
has
post.
definitely helped with the temperature. It is running cooler. It'll still hit its thermal limits because it is hot.
Contact.
It is just a hot CPU, but there it is.
Reports of
But
violence in the
it's-
area. All units come
Depending on the workload I'm giving it, even, you know, something that is hitting all cores, it'll still hit like near the boost limit, like the single core boost limit on all cores. Because that, I think it's 4 or 5, and I'll see it doing like 4, 4, 5 with a multi-core load, a heavy one too. I'm just assuming there's some. Yeah, there has to be, because this is 3 known, and I think there's still 1 undiscovered. It even says it right there. Wait, what? Oh, okay. There's also this one. Yeah, that's right. I did fly over and compare that before. So yeah, I can understand the whole no, we're gonna lock down the ability to manually overclock, which is what would be the most dangerous. Sorry, I needed that drink of water. There's definitely something up there, but it might just be like a monastery. Yeah, there might be something there. It will be interesting when we get to the point that the 3D Vcache stuff doesn't have to constrain the temperatures, the overclocking. But also, to be honest, I'm not sure if that's necessarily something that will happen, because just the whole move to fewer overclocking options, but also less overclocking desire. Oh, yeah, that's definitely it. I see a water tank. No, that's a gas tank. I mean, it is true that overclocking is becoming less and less necessary because the booster algorithms are getting better and better. But something like curve optimizers, so you're trying to get better efficiency at those clocks, that still matters. And traditional overclocking can still help you with that. So I hope that they don't take it as an opportunity to basically be like, yeah, we're just gonna, get rid of this stuff because no one actually needs it. With the 3D cache, it's like, oh, well, this is so difficult to do that it's...
Come in.
It's best if we just don't. I hope that doesn't happen, but in theory it could.
Ready for action.
Rebel activity reported. Get to the following coordinates immediately.
Oh, that didn't help. Oh, wait, yeah, it did. Alright. I don't want to die. Where? So where are those shots coming? Alright, I got color back.
More guns, more men.
Ah, that's where it was coming from.
Someone report. What's the situation? Have we lost him? Report.
There we go.
Flammable.
Alright. Now it's this one?
Fall before me.
I finished off the server article, so that hopefully will go live before long. I don't know when. And I've definitely been enjoying it. It is kind of funny, though. I've got more of the stuff set up. I haven't set up the last really main thing. It's okay, though. For file syncing with the desktop. I'm just concerned because I have the folder in multiple places, making sure that the desktop that has the newest files I don't accidentally lose anything. I should really do it, though. Just activate the sharing. It's all configured. I just need, like, hit checkbox. But I really have been enjoying and taking advantage of the media server aspect to it. And it is... One thing is kind of funny. I had the idea. I was not expecting it to prove as useful, though, as quickly as it has. So,
Sending additional reinforcements to your location.
one thing about the media server, I'm using MakeMKV to get files off of DVDs and Blu-rays. It doesn't work with CD. Ah well. But I've been doing that so I can have them on there, and it's all stuff I own. So I do have a legal right
Be advised.
to have it on the server. Okay? And I'm not gonna do anything other than that. But one thing that occurred to me is because going through all this that I got, I found some discs with errors. And that hurt. And it occurred to me that this is actually a way, especially for some, it's a way to verify the integrity of my discs.
Reestablish visual contact.
Well, I ordered some stuff that arrived on Monday, and turns out it was the Batman animated series. 2 of the discs have corrupt spots on there that MakeMKV cannot get through. And playback for one of the episodes is actually disturbed. It isn't that bad, but it is a, I didn't pay for it hitches, but it's not payable. It's like, I didn't pay for me to be able to say, it's good enough. I paid to get it perfect. I'm surprised this wasn't actually attacking me. No, damn it. So I actually am trying to get that replaced. Hopefully it'll be here soon, and then I'll take care of the discs as needed. But yeah, so one of the episodes does actually hitch.
Choppers are inbound. We repeat.
So while watching it, it will pause when it shouldn't be. But fortunately, my player was still able to, keep going and eventually picked itself back up. What the hell? Oh, hello. I'll take this.
Feels like an explosion's coming.
Commando time.
That's not good. Hang on. Where? There it is. Give me this.
Baby, where have you been all
Alright. Yeah, so one of the videos is corrupt. The other two, though, in Make MKV, you can ask it to, like, only grab certain things. Not just, like, certain titles on the disc, but, like, yeah, pull this audio stream, not that audio stream. And when I did that, turning off all the audio streams I didn't need, the other two episodes that it also reported as having a problem, they came off fine, so there weren't errors there. So it might be that the audio streams there are what are bad, or what are throwing the errors. But I tried cleaning the discs, looking at them. I actually, for the one where the video is apparently the bad thing, so Make MKV can't do anything about it. There actually is a small scratch on there that could do it. And just for the sake of clarity and information, scratches that are radial, so they go out from the center to the edge of the disc, those aren't that bad. Those actually aren't going to be too big an issue for playback, because the data is around the circumference, right? It's, crap, why can't I remember the term for it? When multiple things share the same concentric. The data is concentric. That is how DVD, Blu-ray, that's how that's stored on there. So when you have a scratch that is going perpendicular to that, it's actually very little data in a single sentence, essentially. That is a problem. Whereas if it is along the concentric line, it actually won't. That can actually be very bad and will be potentially unrecoverable then, because it's like, you know, I guess the way to think of it is if you have a word missing or damaged in a sentence, you can still figure out what the sentence is, and therefore the paragraph. If you have a whole sentence out of a paragraph missing, though, you might not be able to figure out what it is talking about. That might be impossible. And that's why, you know, when it's if you're hitting the concentric circles, that's like taking out entire sentences, so you might not be able to do anything about it. But fortunately, it's only those. Also, I'm still going to get the replacements, but my brother has the same set, so I'm able to get the files from him. So the media server will be set before I get the pristine copies I did pay for here. And it's like, I do still have a legal right to that pristine copy, even if what I actually got isn't there yet. So it's... And I am taking care of this. I'm not just like, oh, well, they screwed me over, so I'm gonna, you know, like, just return the disc, get my money back, and keep the file. No. That would be thoroughly unethical, and probably also illegal. So I have no interest in doing that. No interest in doing it illegal. But it's still just the whole... I kind of like that is actually a use here. Come on! But how it is I can use make MKV while also putting the stuff onto the server as a means of verifying the integrity of the disks. I really like that. I think that is a smart thing to do. And if there were another method, like if there were I'm just not aware of one, but they might exist. I'll also admit I haven't looked. But if it would make sense to me a utility existing that would just read a disk and verify the data and would tell you, hey, this one has this problem at this point. So then you can be like, oh yeah, I need to get a replacement. But part of the reason why this all came up is because I have another TV series, so multiple discs, where it's actually just one. It's just one disc that apparently has any problems. But it takes out 2 of the 3 episodes on there, and actually one of them is a unified 2-parter, so it's effectively taking out 3 out of 4. Which I'm not pleased about, and that is, however, long enough since I purchased it that there's nothing I can actually do about getting a replacement because it's defective. But it is in fact defective. I mean, that is what we were talking about here. They are defective. Where is it? It is over here. Ah, there it is. Oh, nice. So now I got all that I can work on later. I can also assail this at some point. I can actually assail it right now. Not the mission, just the, clearing of the base, which will make the rest ready. When I eventually do that mission. Yep, now we got him talking.
Hello, good citizens. The costs of maintaining Alta Potentia have proven to be prohibitively high. In order to make better use of your tax dollars, our kind leader shut it down. And the bases just keep going down. I hope our fearless leader doesn't run out at any point. Not that he would, since he's in complete control of this situation. Viva Medici!
Hopefully it doesn't just shoot me down. It might. But yeah, in addition to the Batman I also got Lord of the Rings theatrical and extended. Because I've long wanted those to be in mine. Incoming Bavarium New.
Should be fun.
What just happened? I think I want to get out of here.
Dispatching chopper support to contact.
Yeah, let's leave that for the mission. Now I didn't go through all the special features discs, which are actually all DVDs in the extended edition I got, which is the remastered one to be specific.
Chopper support is approaching your location.
I didn't go through all the... Although there was one that looked kind of bad, so I did check that one. But all those discs, perfect. Pristine, from what I could tell. So I'm really happy about that. And actually, after this, I'm probably going to start watching the theatrical of The Two Towers.
Target has the area.
Because it's been a while since I've watched through them. I've already watched Fellowship. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to, with the extended editions, having it on the server means I don't have to worry about swapping the discs. I can have the server just go from one video to the next. Oof. The one thing I do want to figure out first is,
Coming in.
There. What is it? Oh, probably you. Oh, it missed. Come on. Damn it. Alright, well. Goodbye. Oh, that's gone. That's not what I meant. That's... Oh. It's going up anyway. You know what? There.
Oh, this is nice.
One issue, and I that's not a server thing. I just need to figure it out another way. So I have the Fire Stick that I can use to play this stuff on my television. And I have it wired directly to the television. Which is a little bit of a problem, because the television is only stereo. And I cannot get it to pass through multi-channel, so they can then buy an optical cable between the television and the, and my receiver. I can't have it be like, oh yeah, here's the multi-channel. So I'm working on something that would let me address that. Apparently there are devices called HDMI extractors, which will pull the audio off of the HDMI and then can provide it separately to a separate connection. In this case, optical would be best, because I actually have a spare optical line already connected to the receiver. So it's, you know, basically, I just need to, ow. I don't know what actually hit me. I think I got shot. Not sure if this works, or how well it works, say. You know, I do remember what I've done before, though. I think this will work. Yep, there it goes. I don't think I've done that in this playthrough, but I actually did remember doing that in previous playthrough. Despite them being years ago. But yeah, so I am hoping we can figure out how to get such an extractor to work so that it can then, Nope, that's the extent. So I can have the video go to the television and the audio go to the receiver and have it be properly multi-channel. Now, it's worth noting, with that whole system, my receiver is old enough that I think I looked, and it is only like 2, maybe 3 HDMI ports on there, and they're 1.2. Now, I love my audio receiver. There's no reason for me to change it. It's not like there's a, oh, if you upgrade it, you'll get this. No, there's nothing like that. And partly that's because it actually has multi-channel input, as in separate RCA cables for each channel. And my Blu-ray player has such an out. And what's nice about that is the element of it just works. Because there's no, like, copy protection concerns with any of that. Which I do have to be concerned with because of, there it is. Oh, wait, no, that's an, I just need to activate it. I have Super Audio CDs in my collection, which are really nice, I like them. But I can only play them back over the multi-channel at the Super CD, so the high resolution audio quality. I can only do that by the multi-channel or by HDMI. But I want the HDMI connected directly to my television, which is also old enough to have more than 2. I know, that is such a weird thing today. It's so screwed up that it's a weird. Oh, well, that's a problem. This probably won't quite work the way I want it to. Oop. This, however,
You are coming for me.
so it is a. My receiver is better for audio than is for video. But I'm good with that. I mean, my television has plenty of HDMI on there. It actually would be nice if it had 1 or 2 more. But that's also one thing. If I can, some of these extractors are actually also HDMI switches, so that would actually work for me. It would give me some additional HDMI on the television, while allowing me to have 5.1 or 7.1 go directly to the receiver. And unfortunately, that multi-channel feature is not something that's available on... I have a Yamaha, and kind of like to keep to it. It's a nice receiver. Yamaha knows what they're doing with audio. But it doesn't look like anything that they offer now has that feature. It is also just nice, the whole, yeah, I can just, have it on that, and now the Blu-ray player, for one thing, the television doesn't need to be on. I can just turn it on, and it'll be playing a CD. It's like, that is nice. And I know there's some, well, you just, you use the receiver to feed into the television. It's like, yeah, but if I want to, watch just a TV show on, via the Fire Stick, whether I'm streaming it or it's something off the server, that's stereo. I don't need multi-channel. Why should I have to turn my receiver on for that? I mean, legitimately, that is a reason why I don't get the whole, oh yeah, just run everything through the receiver. It's like, not everything needs that.
We have naval support present. Prepare the theater for their arrival.
I wonder if I can do it this way. Because I think the problem is actually the guardrail there. Yeah, I'm not allowed to move this. Alright, well, that's why the developers made miniguns. All-purpose weapon.
Shocking.
Naval units just outside range. Waiting on your action, Rico.
They should be able to come in. I think so. I mean, it's coming in at speed. It better be open. I've not been using this, and I should. I did earn them. Yeah. Oh, hello. Yeah, that guy hit me with a shotgun from like 50 feet away,
Sending air support.
and it did significant damage. That's not how shotguns work. I'm sorry, that is
Easy.
unless he hit me with like a deer slug or something.
Attention, we are sending tanks to your location.
Hello. I'll take this. Ah, come on.
Tanks are inbound to your position.
Alright, where...
Time for some action.
Ooh. Okay, I see one there. Come on.
Rico, the base commander is coming out to view you directly. Kill him.
I don't need to hold R. I do see... That guy's still down, so I can do that. So... it's over here. You can see this? Oh, there it is. Okay. I think it is... Yep, right there. Alright. Nice. Oh boy, that unlocked a lot.
Sweet.
Alright. Oh, I didn't even realize it. So many. Okay. Okay, so there's still something discovered in... Alright, I missed a lot.
Sweet distraction.
You know what, actually, if this... Nope, this isn't it. No gun. There we go.
Why, hello, citizens. As part of the General's ambitious No Citizen Left Behind initiative, our great leader destroyed the base of Porta Cochlea to create hundreds of new jobs. So many smoking holes in the ground. around so little time. Everything's going to look so shiny and new when it's all put back together. Some of you might ask, what are you waiting for then? Well, just mind your own business, Energy.
It does remind me. Are you... I can't remember if there is actually a way... Maybe that's when you complete the game. You're able to actually redo these bases, repopulate them with the end. Because I think that is available in one of the jobs. What's this? Yeah, that's actually where Drone crashed for the air expansion that gave me the jetpack. Whoa. There we go. It's really nice and satisfying when a single strafing run gets it.
Do it.
No more train. Going back a bit, I do find it weird. I mean, I like my television. It would be nice to upgrade. I don't have space for a bigger one though. But I do find it weird and kind of depressing. The whole. I have so many HDMI ports on the thing, and I just know, yeah, I can't. There basically are no options that offer that today, and it makes no sense. I mean, I get the whole, oh well, you're supposed to, it's the receiver or soundbar in some cases. But the receiver, that's supposed to, give you the better audio. It's like, yeah, but most of what I watch is, like, just television stuff. I don't need the better audio. I'm not watching movies all the time that I need multi-channel. So why wouldn't I just go straight to the television? Like my Blu-ray player. Its HDMI goes straight to the television, in part because it actually does look better. When I ran it through the receiver, when I first got the thing, the Blu-ray player, I actually did notice some visual quality loss. That may sound weird, but it genuinely was there. Yeah, I knew that was gonna happen.
Hostile contact. All units converge on these coordinates. ASAP.
Oh. Okay. I do want to get that. I don't know if I'm gonna get it in this video.
Reinforcements have been sent to your position.
That's one.
Choppers are inbound. Repeat.
I have a feeling that both of what I want are in here. Yep.
An elite response team is en route to your position.
This right here.
All units, find the rebel. Pursue aggressively.
Yeah, so there is also just genuinely the whole. I'd have to upgrade so much. But I'd also lose so much. I'd lose that multi-channel connection from the Blu-ray player. Since a new receiver wouldn't be able to take it. Yeah, I really don't know. Actually, no, I take that back. I do kind of know. It's because of how televisions have changed into showpieces instead of being, an actual practical appliance.
Care to dance?
And what I mean by that is, like, there are people that, want to put them up on walls like they were works of art, paintings. And there are some companies that's how they design their televisions, hang them on the walls so that they, are a window into something else.
All available units to these coordinates. Repeat.
There we go.
Units to these coordinates.
Eggs.
But in order for that to work right, you need to not have a bunch of wires. And it's like, I mean, why are we making these into something like that? I mean, it's like, you're gonna need power, you're gonna need at least one HDMI. Probably, you should also have an antenna line there. So it's like, you're guaranteed at least 3. And then you've got all the things hooked up to a receiver, which is also, now you have to spend money on that component as well. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So I will grant, I think it was LG, I saw something about them offering a television that it actually comes also with a base station kind of thing that, oh, I got it all.
Even break a sweat.
That broadcasts, I assume via Wi-Fi. So you actually connect everything into that, except for power, and then it just beams it. Actually, no, it might not be Wi-Fi because it had a line of sight requirement. But it transmits it, beams it to the television. It's like, okay, that at least makes sense. Assuming that the base station has a whole bunch of ports on it. If it's only like, yeah, there's only like, 2 HDMI ports, and the antenna port, it's like, yeah, what the hell's wrong with you? It's like, you now have freed yourself to have this thing have a dozen HDMI ports. Why don't you have a dozen HDMI ports? But I mean, it's like, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 HDMI devices. The test system, so that goes there. A actually cable so that I can, the capture card on my desktop has a pass-through. So I've got a cable there that I can hook things up to for facilitating that pass-through.
Hostile contact. All units to these.
The Blu-ray player. And then currently the Amazon Fire Stick. What I'd probably do is, with an HDMI switcher, would be to leave the test system, leave everything except the Fire Stick connected to the television. Holy crap! That was a lot.
All units, fan out and search.
But yeah, just have the Fire Stick. And I have also considered getting a Roku, because apparently the Fire Stick cannot play back FLAC.
Do not let him escape.
Plays back Opus fine. But Roku devices are supposedly able to work with FLAC, so
Authorizing elite squad.
that is tempting.
Your location.
But I would have that on the switcher too.
Target is still at large.
And also part of that would be so that I can have via a single optical line. Oh, I actually see it there.
The chopper support is approaching your location.
Have them hooked up in such a way that, like with the Blu-ray player, I don't need to turn on the television to have access to the stuff. I can have it go straight to the receiver.
Dispatch, come in.
It's like,
Why is no one
I
responding?
desire that. I think that would be good. So hopefully I'll be able to get that all working. I just need to actually find something that, an extractor that works. My dad tried to bring one home from where he works, because they do have some there. And for whatever reason, it wouldn't. It just was not sending... Got it. Okay. For whatever reason, was not sending the video through. So I also don't know if the audio is going through. But to be fair, that might actually not so much be the extractor device. That could have been the Fire Stick. Could be both, too. Because sometimes it might be like, oh, wait, this doesn't, comply to the copy protection stuff that I say you need. Therefore, I'm not going to work. so I had to blow up that vehicle for it to appear. Alright, there we go. Get back up here. Oof. Alright. Oof. The jetpack is so wonderful. And it's like I'm going for a bombing run. Well, not in the Death Star Trench, but, you know, there's a lot more movement here, but it is still, it's, you know, that kind of feeling. And that kind of impact you can have. This should actually work. What's left? There we go.
Strike team inbound.
Helicopter strike. Got it. No, I want this one. Nope. This is the one with the missile pods. Very powerful missile pods. The train. It was the train that was shooting at me.
All units on alert. Re-establish visual contact.
This is dispatch. Tanks inbound.
It actually killed me. I have no idea how much was left.
Now to do what I
Okay, I see some.
do best.
Highlighting points. Oh! I missed some stuff over here.
We have air support primed to assist. Can you prep their arrival?
Is... Okay, one is not enough. Not enough for instant. Not enough for it to instantly avail. I don't want to be near this.
Commander of that base is that chopper. Take down the chopper and kill it. The choppers are ready, Rico. Is everything set?
Yep. Alright, well. I'll just leave my anti-air to take care of him. Okay. Come on, come on, come on. Stop, stop, stop. There. I wanted to derail, because that should derail the rest. Any others coming through. Oh, yeah, I didn't actually finish blowing this up. Seriously? Good. This me. Come on. Ah. I still like this idea. Actually, this me. If I specifically try to torque it. Alright then. Always go to this. Oh wow, it still doesn't work. Damn.
Right here.
Some of it is over. Right here. Here. Yep, I see them. Oh, come on. Stop with that. I was really hoping that I'd just get by. Oh, it's behind me. Oh, yeah. Alright. That's it. Nice. And now it's just...
Oh, that's very nice.
I'm just gonna keep it straight. Oh wait, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. There's enough here. The electrical stuff, though, I can...
All units, we have reports
one of these?
This is HQ. We have additional forces converging on your position.
Warning, insurgent is attack.
And I know how to use it too.
More forces en route to your position. Eliminate that target now.
Alright. Probably... Oh, that might actually be behind a building.
HQ, additional support incoming shortly. Be advised, tanks dispatched to point of contact.
Perfect.
Sure you want to do this?
Alright. How long have I been? Just past now. Okay, so I've cleared quite a lot. I do want to do this. I'm sorry, I'm just... How did I not get that one
Come in.
on my map?
Hi there, citizens. A quick heads up. Due to some reports of inappropriate behavior in the workplace, the General had to completely shut down Cabo Montana. The legal details are, of course, classified. Yes, absolutely nothing to be alarmed about, really. This may seem like an incredible coincidence, but government knew all about it and planned to do it and are happy about it. They are, that's right, happy, 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 happy. Happy! Viva Medici!
That base I already got. Those probably ruins, so nothing. Man. I genuinely just want on the map and then I'm gonna stop. Although since I didn't realize that this one used to be that simple.
Never have gotten out of
Oh, and there's another one. Oh, right there.
Hostile contact. All units converge on these coordinates. ASAP.
Yeah, too simple to not do. Since I was already. Oh, I just remember one other thing I mentioned with the server article. I have put together FMPEG scripts for processing the video. Those are actually already up live on GitHub, on my GitHub. Because why not? I mean, I want to be able to have the links in the article, so it's just easiest if I have that be public, so whenever the article goes live, those are good. Yeah, so if you want to look at those, you can. One is just re-encoding audio to Opus. Another is re-encoding video and audio. Video to X265, audio to Opus. And then the third is one you unfortunately have to manually edit because of some quirks with FMPEG for handling multi-channel audio tracks. Which basically, if you have a file that has, say, 5.1 and stereo in it, it will either put it just to stereo or just to 5.1. It's most likely going to go just to stereo, though. Which is rather frustrating.
Bring everything you got.
So in order to get around that, I actually wrote a command that writes the multi-channel to one file and the stereo to another, and then it muxes it together. So those are up there, but that you have to do by hand. It's not that bad, especially if you are familiar with stream IDs in FMPEG already. And I try to explain it in the article, but it is necessary. And so, I use the matrix as an example because that has the main movie audio and 4 commentary tracks, so it's 5.1 and 4 stereo tracks. Turns out also the Lord of the Rings extended that I have, because it's 7.1 main movie audio and 4, again, commentary track. Yeah, it's kind of a pain, but it all works out. Alright, that should be fine. I just wanted to get far enough so when I spawn back in, it puts me in the area I already am at. I've already completed. Alright, so I can stop this. There will be a point 1 with plenty to do, it seems. Who knows, maybe by next week that article will be live. I genuinely enjoyed doing all the server stuff. Some of it was tricky, some of it I still don't understand. But I mean, just the ability to have that up and running, have files backed up to it seamlessly, effortlessly on my part. The media server is definitely nice. I mean, and also for context on that, I've been working with Opus for a while because I got myself a personal media player. Basically, it's a high-quality MP3 player, but it can also play Opus, also play FLAC, and it can also do it at high bit rates and bit depths and high frequency, sampling frequency. So a lot better than just an old phone, especially since I was kind of not responsive. It's too old. But now, instead of having to use that when I'm at home, I could just use the app, the media server app on my phone and listen via that. And it's just streaming over my Wi-Fi, so I don't need to worry then about like any data charges or anything like that. And it's also my collection, so it can be at like full quality. It's not been recompressed, it's not being transcoded, I can do that. Well, the media player can be like when I'm out of the house. Or just in general, keep to that. So it's like, stuff like that, that's nice. But it's also like I can go anywhere in the house with my phone, with my laptop, I can watch whatever's on the media server. That I haven't actually gone anywhere in the house to do that yet. But that is one thing I didn't realize. I didn't think I would enjoy as much as I have. And I've barely taken advantage of it. It's more like going through the Stargate SG-1 DVDs, putting those on there, so I don't ever need to touch those DVDs again. That's more the thing that's like I've really been enjoying, making sure that I have all that, and then being able to log in and look. And it's like, oh yeah, that's season 3, episode 5. That's this episode. Here's all the metadata for it. It's like that is actually really neat. I do enjoy that. All right, well, I've got to stop so I can, and let me actually look. It says I got one email that is, oh yeah, that's right. That is out, or out soon. Yep, out now. The Dead Space remake. Is that available on Steam or is it original? I genuinely do want that. Yep, it is on Steam. I don't know when. I don't want. What is in the deluxe? Hang on. All right. Digital deluxe. 5 exclusive cosmetics, 3 unique suits, and 2 suit textures. Huh. I mean, it's kind of neat. I don't just care. $10 more. I'm paying that. It's like having just finished the server article. I'm also still working on a book that's getting near the end at least. Then I get to revise it. Yay! I have enough projects. I don't necessarily want to do a review. And there's also, I still want to see an update version for The Witcher 3 new new generation upgrade before I am collecting data on that. So it's like I have enough. I don't want to take on a new review. Though somebody sends me a key, I'll do it. That is generally my rule. If I can, I do. So the Dead Space remake, I would love to. I don't feel like spending $60 or $70 on it at the moment. But it is, I really enjoy the original Dead Space. I do. I hope that this is also going to prove to be a worthy successor to it. I know I saw some stuff, but I don't know how much of it is somebody hyping it up. Because, I'm sorry, some of the professional review outlets, I do believe, hype game. Where it's like, yeah, that game really doesn't deserve that recommendation, that score. But it's like, oh, but it's Dead Space. It's amazing. It's like, Is it really? Now, true, I don't know. I'm just using Dead Space as the example. Forspoken might be a better example, because I'd seen some stuff that apparently that is across the spectrum when it comes to scores. And again, I don't have that. I have not played that. And I don't generally know how much I'm interested in. I am somewhat interested, but I don't think a full price interest. Just that is a game genre that I do enjoy. I think Just Cause 2 degrees in that same genre, and I do enjoy it. But it's like, yeah, and I'm good with grindy kind of stuff, which it might have, but it's still like, I just don't know. I don't know if I'd want to pay $60, $50, $60, $70 for it. I have no idea what the price is, but yeah, it has quite a gamut, and it does seem like with that, it either is, when you have a game with such a spectrum, that could mean that it's either really specific, you have to, sort of a niche game where you have to already enjoy that kind of content to really like it, or it is, as I said, in some cases, somebody just, some places hyping it, and so giving it a boost because, oh my god, it's Dead Space. It's like, yeah, but a good reviewer should be able to divorce themselves from that. A good game is a good game. It doesn't matter what franchise it's in. I always try not to even compare two games. Like in the Just Cause 3 review and Just Cause 4 review, I actively would avoid naming Just Cause 2 and Just Cause 3 in comparison. So I think in the Just Cause 4 review, I think I did name Just Cause 3 in the conclusion. If not, I know I would have said something in the video commentary about how, yeah, it feels like Just Cause 3 more expensive than some years later. It's not just get Just Cause 3. It's still a very good game. A very fun game. And it's like, I actually try to avoid doing that. So that doesn't mean that it isn't like when I do an Assassin's Creed review, that's like, oh man, this is so amazing. I love Assassin's Creed. But I will acknowledge that I enjoy the franchise. But I try not to hype. And I do think that, no, true. I'm not saying that if there's a game with super high reviews, but a lot of people say they don't like it, I'm not saying that's hype. That could be that the reviewer genuinely enjoys it and genuinely believes it earns that score. I'm just saying I do think that there are some out there, not that I could name any, but some that do hype up games. And also some that, what would be the compliment to that? Instead of hyping up, hyping down. Oh yeah, I remember a while ago there was a Monster Hunter. What's the latest? The one on PC? Was somebody was attacking the game in their professional review about how you have to go out and kill all these monsters and how horrible that is? And some people were pointing out you can also capture them. In fact, it's harder to do and is more rewarding to do. So it legitimately is a thing you can do in there. The only exception are these like mega boss enemy kind of things. It's like, no, you have to kill those because they're actually destroying the entire environment, which was a person's argument that, oh, how terrible it is that we're hurting this environment by killing those. It's like, that's a choice you're making. And the one you have to kill, you don't have the choice in, is the one actually destroying the environment. So you do also see that. And it's, the way I would put it is I would not consider that kind of behavior professional reviewing. But it is also, might be just that one review for that one game, one review for that one person. Or it might be how they do it, but if it's what people want to read, then it's what people want to read. It's just, I try to keep my standards different from them. Reminds me of another thing. This was years ago. I don't know if I actually said, I know I'm just blathering on. But it is kind of in the same vein where I do believe, my standards, for one thing, is you never in a review or in a reviewing context apply somebody else's experience for the thing. Like, this will work. Assassin's Creed 3, I had a terrible time when I first played that. I think I actually put in the review, it would always crash at least once every 2 hours. Or however I worded it. But I basically explained, that's not on average, it was crashing at least once every 2 hours. No, that meant in any 2 hour segment, I was expecting to crash at least once. In some cases, it would be like 3-4 times. So that's going to color my experience. A different reviewer that would be reviewing, but never experienced that. If they saw my review and like, oh yeah, but it has stability issues based on this, so we really shouldn't score it. No, don't ever do that. Never do that. Or if I were to see somebody's review that was very positive, never had any bad stuff happen, and it was like, oh yeah, but they say, less these stability issues, it's actually really good. No, never do that. This was years ago. Hardware Unboxed did something like that, where it was with the 5700 XT, the Radeon 5700 XT. They said they had never experienced any of the driver issues that it had at the beginning, but they actually did have a video where they basically said, you know what, in light of all these, we've never experienced it, but we're going to downgrade our recommendation for it based on it. It's like, no. You cannot do that. That, to me, is tremendously unprofessional. Because, like, you have no ability to actually comment on somebody else's experience like that. You can only comment on your own experience. If they want somebody else's experience, they should go to that somebody else then. That is part of the idea. Never read one review. Never watch one review. Go to multiple. So you can get those additional experiences. But if you have a reviewer trying to be the one review to rule them all, that brings in what everybody else says, everybody else has different values on that. Like how some people really think that ray tracing is important for a GPU. I don't. If I were to review a GPU, I wouldn't care what the ray tracing is. I would talk about it, yes. But I wouldn't say, oh yeah, get this GPU because it's better at ray tracing, while this one is better at rasterization. But who cares about rasterization? No, I'd say get the best for rasterization. Ray tracing is a bonus. Never think of it as you need to have ray tracing. That is my approach to it. So if I'm reviewing it, if I were to review a card that way and somebody tries to pull from that, how do they separate my bias that I'm clear about there to include that? It doesn't, you can't do a meta review like that, not in a professional way. There's aggregate reviewing, like Metacritic, where they're pulling all stuff in, but you can see it all. You can go to the separate stuff. It's not like they're portraying a new novel review. At least never when I've looked at Metacritic. So it is just certain standards. And it actually would be interesting to find out what everyone's review standards are. And because there's nothing wrong with what they are. I mean, it's like, Hardware Unboxed felt that they could do it that one time. I'm not aware of them. I haven't watched their stuff for a while. I'm not aware of them ever doing that since. I'm not aware of them ever doing that beforehand either. So they must have felt it was that extraordinary, or they didn't necessarily see the significance I see to. Whatever. But it would be interesting to know what some of their standards are for them, Gamers Nexus, IGN, and so forth. That would be interesting to see. And it's like, these are the things that I shall not do except in rare circumstances. Because for me, it's the whole, I don't mention other games if I can avoid them, because I don't want to do comparisons with games, between games. That doesn't help anyone unless you know that other game. So I try to keep it clean to just the one thing. In a conclusion, in introduction, I will talk about it, but if I mention it in the body of a game, in the body of the review, that's unique. That is special. There is a specific reason. And I'm also the whole, I don't want to talk about anyone else's experiences. I want to talk about mine, because I am only responsible for mine. I can only present. And I hope I don't hype any game, up or down. I really hope I don't. If I do, I am sorry. If there's a review where I did hype it in a way that it's not I'm really excited because I had this much fun, but I'm really excited because this game, if I'm doing that, I am sorry. I do not want to do that. That is genuinely something I never want to do with a game, because that doesn't help anyone. Because if you don't care about that franchise, if you are, boy, am I really talking for a long time. If you are somebody who's just new to the franchise, like, I really enjoy the Assassin's Creed franchise. I do. And maybe somebody is like, I played all the games, but maybe somebody is like, yeah, I want to get into it. What should I do? It's like, if I'm hyping it up, they might hate the games, but I might just be hyping up the series. But they don't know. And if I start doing comparisons, that's like, oh yeah, don't bother with Assassin's Creed 3. That's a really bad game. Do this, do that. This one is a better version of Assassin's Creed 3. It's like, that's not going to help them. Talk about this specific game itself. Like, for me, I'd probably say the Ezio trilogy, go there. Black Flag. Black Flag is just a standout at its time in the franchise, but also the new ones, the Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla. of those three, I honestly am not sure which I'd say is the best. They each offer something. But you're probably safe with any of those. I would suggest you, if you're gonna... Man, it's one of those weird things, because I would probably say start on Odyssey if you just want to do a one-off. But if you think you might do multiple, start with Origins. So that's the start of that trilogy there. But then there's also, if you just want to save money and try an Assassin's Creed game, I'd go to like Brotherhood or Revelation. I think that the Ezio trilogy is probably the best of all the Assassin's Creed games. That they have the right combination of, like, between them, the best map, the best free running, that kind of stuff. If you could meld those together, I think that the best Assassin's Creed is in that trio. Wow, I am really... I should just stop the video. But I do hope that you understand what I mean there with some of this hype stuff. That what I was doing right there with the Ezio trilogy, saying that I think the best Assassin's Creed game would be like a meld between those three. And nothing against Origins, Odyssey, or Valhalla. I really enjoy all those. I'm just, for a long time, that's what I felt about the Ezio trilogy. That's not going to help anyone. That is of help to no one at all. Like my brother. I don't think he has any Assassin's Creed games. He might have one or two. Oh wait, yeah, he actually does have Assassin's Creed 3. I don't know if he's ever played it, but he did get that. I know. It's such a bad one to start. But it's like, if he were asking, or I had a friend a while ago who built her first PC, and it was a powerful PC. She has a doctorate in physics. She needs it for modeling some stuff, for experiments. But she did ask me, and it's like, I just built this, really powerful PC. What game should I run it? Because it seems kind of a waste to have this and not game on it. And if she were like, yeah, I've heard about the Assassin's Creed franchise, I wouldn't tell her about the Ezio trilogy like that. That's not going to help her. That's not going to tell her, yes, these are the games you should play. Because what does that mean to her? She's never touched any of the others. That wouldn't make any sense. And that's why you need to be careful with hyping up a game because of what the game is. Yeah, so, well, anyway, Dead Space is on my wish list. I will get that at some point. Not sure when. And actually, hang on, let me check one thing. Scrolling down. Okay. Yeah, minimum graphics requirements, it says, is an RX 5700 or GTX 1070. I've got a RX 5800. Right, sorry, 5800. 580. Oh, look, very different. There was no 5800. Yeah, so that could be a little bit of a problem. Actually, it might not be. It depends on what the count is minimum. Because some places that is low 1080 30. I actually saw one game. I don't remember what it was though. It was like low 720 30. It's like, why are you using that? But I mean, the 580 is a very competent card. Even today, you just need to tweak some settings, and you can probably get a lot out of it. But the CPU requirements aren't too bad. I mean, that would definitely run well on the test system. No problem there. But that would factor into when I'd want to get it. I don't have the time to do stuff with it right now. But it is just the whole. To me, I don't mind hyping it to myself because I played the original. I have the original. I really enjoy it. It would be my money. But to recommend to somebody else, it's like, I have no knowledge about this game. I cannot tell you to play it. I can say play the original, but I don't know about this one. And I would, if I were writing a review, I would try to be careful to not suggest, just because it's a Dead Space game, get it. I mean, no. The original, I really enjoyed that. That's easy to recommend. 2, it's different. It's more an action game. The first one is a horror action game. The second one is action horror. And then the third... So I'm going to stop now. The third is... I wish it were better, but they started going more and more towards the action, less the horror, less the thriller aspect, and also the co-op stuff in there is like, why? And also, there's just the whole, I don't understand the story, because it's like, technically in Dead Space 2 or 3, Isaac is like 90, technically. It's like, wait, why are these people, why is he so old? What is going on? I do feel that they kind of lost the thread or maybe it was just like a new writers who then were doing their thing, and it's like, we already have some canon. Can you keep to that? But I want it to be my story. It's like, I don't know. Maybe it was always the same writers, but then there's also the whole sometimes you need to let a story end instead of keeping it on. Oh yes, I've been talking for like 20 minutes. I am sorry. All right, I will actually stop now. See you next time when, let me see, the 16.10. Oh, that's going to be nice to clear out so much. And I'm just thinking, what do I want to do in part 17? Do I want to keep clearing, or do I want to do progression? I'm thinking I could do the mission for that one FOW base. I don't know if that will let me get the Bavarian nuke. That might be later. That might be complete the game kind of thing. But I do think I want to clear out more before I do that one mission that's freeing a prison camp. Because I think you can actually like clear out the prison camp first, which will make it easy. So I don't know when I will do that. That might be like part 18. But part 17, I can, if I remember, I can probably go and take care of the mission for that one base. Alright, enough blathering. See you next time.